not Namcot, which are things on the Japanese version.
Oh.
So they're an obscure home division of Namco.
I love when Rick Taylor was in Namco Cross Capcom.
Fucking wish. Man, I know this thing is like pure fan service, but like, you know, imagine him with Axel Stone. That'd be fucking bad. So I did not play this on like back in the day or on actual hardware, mainly because this game was never released in Europe.
Oh!
This is too hot for Europe.
Was there like a reason or just like a thing that just didn't happen?
I don't know specifically. I can only guess. Maybe the last one didn't sell well. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe censorship. I don't know.
Well, they looked at this screen and they just went, "Yep, nope, can't do that." Is this the Tasmania intro again?
I was just thinking that. It's not that bad. Jesus Christ. Hey God, I'm going to find out. Oh yeah, what does Taz and the Terror Mask have in common? Oh, they've both been voiced by the same guy. Like, what the fuck? I almost wish we didn't do Home Alone to break that up, because they're just those two games side by side. What do you have in common? Jim Cummings.
Actually covering the scream now. Jesus Christ, that was rough. Media in the 90s needed to stop doing that.
Well, Japan found out the hard way. So yeah, this game. So I didn't play this back in the day. I did play it. This is like the very early days of emulation. Like I knew someone who had like a disc of ROMs.
Oh.
And yeah, I was like, oh, there's a Splatterhouse 3. And I played this, and I think it gave me nightmares. We're talking age of emulation, but I was like still pretty young, like
right, yeah.
Like 10 maybe.
Jeez.
Which kind of sounds weird to say, but like, yeah, it's like real early emulation.
Yeah, that would be. I don't even know what emulators would be around then.
Like Gens or
yeah. Gens is definitely the earliest one I know of. What?
How much do you know about this? I don't know if I've seen that before. This whole series, but
I think you showed me this once, but it's been a hot minute. I remember these cutscenes.
Yes. Well, you already referenced that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot going on about this game.
It's like a beat 'em up.
It is a beat 'em up.
Oh, okay.
And I think this game is a lot more interesting than it is actually successful. Because obviously you got a big genre shift, and the big thing is this level, all the levels are non-linear.
About to ask.
Yeah,
it looked like you went to like just a room that you just choose.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And the aim of the game is to rescue your family members before that time when the top runs out. If the timer runs out, bad shit happens.
Right.
So it's non-linear. I'd like to point out that the shortest. So if you press start after the room's cleared, you can actually get a map. So it's not like random. What looks like the shortest route isn't necessarily the quickest. I've learned. Because if you go off the beaten track, there's like weapons that can speed things up. There's power-ups if you're willing to go out the way. So there is incentive to explore the house. But unfortunately, I've noticed most long players will just do the shortest route, which, you know, I mean, can't really blame people. There's a problem with this version of the game. So, so one thing that's interesting is the Japanese version is also you've already noticed there's like quite a few cutscenes.
Yeah.
So quite a bit of dialogue. Even in the Japanese version, it's in English, although it has some grammatical errors.
Oh boy.
When they brought this game to the West, they rebalanced it. Now, you may notice that Rick is spinning a lot.
Yeah.
If we were playing the Japanese version, we wouldn't be doing that, because in the American version, I don't know why. So that kick animation, you know, when Streets of Rage and similar games, when you press B and C together, you do a quick like get off me back attack.
Oh yeah, but it like sacrifices health. Usually.
No, not not that get off me move.
Oh,
like,
I see.
It's just a quick like swipe behind like Streets of 4 has
back
as well.
attack. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's that.
Uh-huh.
For some reason when this game came to the West, someone said, let's expand that animation, give it a really weird, complex input, and let's have it do absolutely obscene amounts of damage.
And in a circle around you.
Yeah, like you just kind of. I mean, the normal animation, it just spins around once. It's like a roundhouse kick, like one kick, and it does very little damage. It just knocks back. It's it's just someone's going behind you. I'm just gonna knock him down quickly. This one, it's like I can't even remember the command. It's like forwards, back, forwards, attack, but it's like really finicky.
Right.
But if you can do it consistently, it does like something like 2 or 3 combos worth of damage. It is insane, and it's busted.
So Rick Taylor has a Tatsu.
Yeah, kind of like a Shintatsu. Yeah.
He has a Tatsu on the Zonredskin.
Well, only in America.
Right.
Only in America.
Oh, he got
Monster Rick.
Yeah. Okay.
You can do an Azuna drop. Just so that's the biggest problem with this game. As much as I like it, like I just love the whole like rescue your family thing.
Yeah.
And the non-linear nature, but it's just busted. Like things do more damage than they should, and it's just all the damage values just screwed up, especially in this American version.
Yeah, because the concepts sound really neat. Like I'm kind of there for like a beat 'em up where you race against time, but actually it reminds me a lot of that like bomb segment in Streets of Rage 3.
Kinda, yeah, honestly.
Huh? What's this?
So probably not gonna see it because I already know we're gonna get the good ending, but there's certain cutscenes in this that they scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've mentioned that in the past, because these are all like digitized actors.
Right. Yeah.
And it's just like, if you don't save Jennifer, you see some real creepy shit. Like her head swelling up and her turning into a monster, which admittedly is kind of silly when you're older, but it's fucking, you just don't expect it.
I mean, these games are unsettling, so like.
Yeah. Those cutscenes are like the apex of that.
Especially because they're like real people, you know?
Yeah, I think that's what got me. But I don't think we're gonna see them anyway, so. Stage X. You only get this if you beat the level in a very, very short amount of time. And if you use the spinning kick, then yeah, you're probably going to get this most of the time. Like I said, this game is not balanced. There's another interesting thing as well. So you see in the cutscene, the setup for level 2 is Jennifer's been saved, but there's a ball worm in her.
Right.
And he needs to kill like the whatever it was to stop the ball worm from turning into a monster. However, if you are extremely good at the game and get to a super quick, the ball worm never goes in her.
Oh wow!
Like Rick reaches her before anything can happen, and Jennifer's fine, and she just says to Rick, "Oh, Rick, David's on the 3rd floor. Or go save him." So Rick just goes to level 3. You can skip a level.
Holy shit!
You skip level 2. And there's like a cutscene for it. Like this game is kind of wild.
It sounds like it was built for speedrunning, which is bizarre.
Yeah, but again, a fucking spin kick.
Right? Yeah. Oh god.
I'm gonna blame Ken Lob. I think it's his fault.
What is the POW meter? I noticed you got two different pickups.
Monster Rick.
Oh, okay.
That's Monster Rick.
So if it fills up, you could transform.
Yeah, and also, much like our favorite game, Home Alone, there's like a lot of ways. Okay, so this is the level where you get the real creepy shit, especially the music.
Jesus Christ.
Um, yeah, the game's about time, and so if Rick gets knocked over, which is kind of hard to do, but say if you're jumping and you get knocked down, it takes a comically long time to get up. So it's not even like, oh, I've been damaged. It's more like, oh shit, get up, get up, get up. I'm running out of time. And then if you lose a life, there's this little animation of the Terrormask resurrecting his body. And that also takes ages.
Oh wow, so all that eats your time up, huh?
Yeah, so they definitely did that deliberately.
So yeah, if the monsters hit you with their glue guns, then you're gonna be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
They pallet stun you.
Yes. And this is just again, I like games with a singular location, and this is you can explore all the different rooms and everything. It's again, I just really like that concept.
Like the antique clocks room.
Yeah. I don't get it, but it's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't say every room's unique. I'm pretty sure they've used some tile sets, but
Yeah,
most of them are kind of unique.
It's a very neat game in concept.
Yeah, it's just kind of tragic that it's got some real issues.
That's another thing I'm kind of glad for, is that game translation no longer does this thing where they're just like, let's try to improve the game, which is usually just let's
you can do.
make it harder so that you get more rentals and that kind of shit. But this is
The funny thing is, I think the game is harder in some respects. They just put in that one move.
yeah.
It's also not just the spin kick, they just screwed with a lot of the damage values.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The funny thing is, though, you can still play the Japanese version because it is in English, so...
Oh, yeah.
The Japanese version is also not perfect in terms of balance. Just a lot of creepy rooms.
Oh,
Sort
okay.
of weapon, at least.
There's just a corpse hanging there.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some little... I don't know if I'd call them Easter eggs, but... There's a room where there's a ghost on a organ, and if you go near it, there's a screamer.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the corpses, the headless corpses, just flailing on the ground before they fade away.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
With a fucking tongue sticking out.
It's so weird because it's not like I haven't seen ultra violent games before. We've had plenty of those, but there's just something about this is a Namco thing.
Yeah.
It's a very early Namco thing. It's just here's just gore, the game.
Yeah. It's the definition of a cult game, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, and they have bespoke animations if they get killed by certain weapons.
Oh. I feel like I can't really describe basically any of these enemies. They're just sort of goopy, gross monsters.
Yeah, these are the this is the same dev as 2 and Banpaku Graffiti.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh god, that shit is really hard to dodge. I don't know if they're using save states here, but... Oh, the fucking Sweet Tooth laugh! Well, if he's not interrupting it, but... It's absolutely the same stock sound.
Oh, wow. I can hear it. It's super morph, but I can make it up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so if you drop a weapon, that ghost will take it to a certain room on the floor.
Just takes your weapon.
Yeah, but if you want to, you can go back to that room and pick it back up. Generally not worth the effort though.
I just realized that was very much just a gruesome version of an Earthworm Jim 2 boss.
Thankfully, nothing too. There's no like. If you reach this point, you're past the creepiest cutscenes.
Oh, right, right.
There's nothing too bad that happens to David. Again, if you're quick enough, there's no reason to go to the second floor, so you just go to the third.
Oh, right, yeah, because the entire point of the second floor is to kill the boar worm, but
Yeah.
if you don't need to, then... I like that, it's just quite literally just like, well, we don't have a reason to, so we're just not gonna go to that level.
They don't even, like, make up a reason, like, oh, you've still gotta kill this thing.
Right.
Again, like, super interesting game. It's kind of weird, like, we've spent all this time, like, making these levels, but the game just rewards you by skipping one.
It doesn't sound
doable.
like...
I've actually done it in, like, the Japanese version.
It doesn't sound like it's very common, though.
No. You definitely, like, you would not get that in your first playthrough, let's say that much.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I got in the Japanese version with, like, I went out my way to get a weapon, and then which sped up the remaining rooms, even though I did, like, an extra room or two.
Oh, right, yeah. Weird comparison, it kind of reminds me of, like, Dead Rising, where, like, you're usually on, like, a schedule, but sometimes going out of your way to get, like, weapons and, like, health items is, better than just running straight to the objective.
Exactly right, yeah. No, that's a good comparison. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't mention the plot. This is actually Rick's house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so after the events of 2, he got married Jennifer, had David, but then I think one night monsters start attacking the house and the terror mask comes back to Rick, or he has to like put it back on to defend the home, and it turns out the evil one, which I think is that big blue guy from 2, apparently Rick's son David has psychic powers and is necessary for some sort of evil ritual.
Right.
But yeah, this is Rick's. So this Splatterhouse is Rick's house.
Rick lives in the Splatterhouse now.
Yeah.
Oh no. God, that monster just loses all the skin on its face.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, and the rooms like this are designed solely to slow you down.
Oh.
It's tempting to jump because you'll think you avoid them, but if you get hit at all while airborne, you get knocked over, and like I said, it takes an eternity to stand back up.
Right, right.
I mean, if someone's like knows how to bomb hack, I'd love some sort of rebalance for this game. There's the weapon room. I'm just gonna have a look in there. Oh, that was like a warp. Yeah, so again, we can't see the map, but there are some doors that are marked white, and they kind of teleport you, which is a little weird, but you know, whatever. But you can see where they'll take you.
Unless I was seeing it incorrectly, it just looked like he entered the door he came from, and that took him...
He did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that, yeah.
Alrighty then. I keep waiting for the deer hunter to come out of the wall. Anything from Time Splitters will be the least freaky thing that Rick has had to fight.
Yeah. I mean, the deer hunter would fit in quite well in this world, let's be honest.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Maybe a little more gory, but yeah. It didn't take long for that first boss to be downgraded to generic enemy.
Right. That door didn't open for some reason. So is David just not aware that things are going wrong?
Maybe he's an idiot. I don't know.
Rick, monsters are attacking our son, and he's an idiot, so...
Canonically, he's an idiot.
He begins to smell of rot, of stupidity.
Yes. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna mess with his house. I'd be pissed.
It's gonna take a lot of money to clean up. That smell is not getting out of there.
Yeah, think of what? The grave.
For the sake of the commentary, that is one of the lines that, like, the game gives you whenever Jennifer is dying.
Yeah, which this long play will not let us see. How rude. Spoiling our fun.
So, like, if the time runs out, is the game just over, or do you, like...
No, the game keeps going. You're just gonna get a shitty ending.
Oh dear, that's a digitized bear?
Huh? What bear? Oh, that bear.
That... Okay, that looks stupid, but I'm also really worried it's gonna start bleeding. Where's my son? You flipped me off! That bastard!
Oh, the creepy shit, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the strongest boss, though.
You kind of hit him with your... I don't even know what to describe that as.
Tentacles? Flesh tendrils? Yeah, that's actually the same input as the spin kick when you're in monster form, and that also does obscene damage.
Fair enough.
Also, like, I read out the plot before it actually transpired, sorry. Again, I'm reminded Taz and this character both had the same voice.
Right.
Well, he doesn't swear as much in this game. Oh yeah, I also didn't acknowledge that they finally got the mask design down.
Oh,
This is,
yeah,
like, now
yeah.
the design for the mask. This is also, like, the only one that didn't have, like, regional changes or anything. Like, this is just the mask from now on. Which is a really cool design, I like it a lot.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Like, all the way into the 360 game.
Our basement, which is connected directly to the sewer.
Ugh. Either that or they've got a real drainage problem.
The monsters fucked up all of our plumbing!
Music's nice and creepy as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially the cutscene music. I don't think much of the evil one is not the most memorable antagonist in this game. I guess it's the first time we've got a real, like, singular antagonist.
Right.
One that speaks, but yeah.
You don't even know what he
Usually
looks
just kind of
like.
mindless. Yeah.
Oh no, he was from the second game?
Yeah, I think he's the blue guy.
The evil one.
Yeah, it's real great name. But as opposed to all these other monsters, they're not evil.
They're just
Misunderstood.
followers.
Those ones are just called misunderstood ones. Oh, I didn't get the fucking life. There's a life hidden in a pile of corpses.
Where else would it be hidden?
Man, that's gotta be influenced by the thing now I'm looking at it.
Oh, right.
Sort of skinless dogs.
Oh, jeez, yeah. You know, it's been too long since I've seen The Thing.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. I actually went to a special screening of it one Halloween. That was cool.
Nice.
I know the arcade version of Alien Storm just straight up uses sound effects. Like, just uses clips on the movie as sound effects.
Of
I
course.
keep meaning to make a video of it. Because I don't know how many people have actually noticed, but I have.
Huh.
This is Vic's wine cellar, I guess? Or whatever's he's storing kegs, I don't know.
Let's see, what does he do that he makes this much money?
He was, I'm sure that the law actually says. I mean, he's obviously fucking wealthy.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's just, I think it was something kind of mundane, like a businessman or something, or just stocks or something. It was just kind of unusually mundane. Hence, probably why I can't remember it. It was like something wild. He joined the circus and became the world's most wealthy clown. I don't know. Like, I probably remember that, but. I think, like, looking at this, like, and saying how, like, genuinely kind of creepy it is, and now they're at least trying to make it scary. I think that's one thing that was, like, lacking from the 360 game, which just went, like, all in on just being kind of, it's almost like sort of ironic and just kind of
Right.
metal. I mean, it is what it is, you know. But, I don't know, I almost would take it a bit more, if I had the license, I don't know, maybe probably use it a bit more earnestly, but then again, I realise that this game's, oh my god.
That's either a big not pentagram or that's a very tiny child. Oh.
Yeah, it's just another kind of, barely hurts you, but it's just to slow you down.
I'm glad it doesn't do that much damage, otherwise it'd be extremely annoying.
Oh. Yeah. Again, don't jump. But yeah, as I was saying, I don't know if we're going to do the 360 game, but
Yeah,
it
I
is
don't.
what it is, but it is kind of like playing up the fact that, oh yeah, this game was metal as hell and so gory, and it's like, which it is, I can't deny that, but
There was a lot of
took it
irony
into
in that
horror a bit
era.
more.
Like, whenever
Yeah.
you remade a game, it's always like, oh, hey, remember this one?
Yeah.
The mask talks to him. But, like, I actually don't know basically anything about it other than I've seen a lot of, or heard a lot of its dialogue. Which,
Yeah, I actually played it, so.
is it any good? I assume it's fine.
You speak to someone with a bit of a weird kind of history with it, because, well, first of all, you might be surprised to learn I never owned it.
Right.
It's really think like, oh, new Splatterhouse, like Bob would get that. I didn't. I actually rented it, which kind of sounds like a weird thing in like the 360 era, but I did. It was they had this. I was at university at the time. And it was cheaper for me to like rent games, and they had like this mail service where you get the disc in the. God, this sounds like something from like 40 years ago, but no, this is like 2009, 2010. You just go online, you fill out a form, and they send you the disc in the post. And then when you're done with it, you just stick it in a post box.
Huh.
But anyway, so I rented the game. Yeah, and it was fine. Although it's definitely, yeah, it got savaged by critics.
Right, yeah.
Like critics hated it. It's probably sound controversial to some, but I actually had like a hell of a lot more fun playing that than I did with, say, Bayonetta, which is like the same genre of game.
Oh, yeah, it was kind of like
But I
a...
also,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's that genre, but no, it lacks the complexity of like your Devil May Cry's and stuff. But as someone who never understood Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, I actually had more fun with Splatterhouse, and I realize that's probably blasphemous to some, but I also knew what the fuck was going on in the plot. And
I assume it has some. It's like sort of like a middle ground between like a hack and slash and a.
it's pretty mindless.
Yeah.
But it held my attention. I enjoyed it, and honestly, if it wasn't for Jim Cummings, I probably wouldn't have finished it.
Yeah,
he made that game.
Well, he made that game, huh?
No, it's just his performance. It's like his vocal
Yeah,
performance. Just how ridiculous it is. Like he's funny as hell. It's
no,
just,
like what I've
it's
heard,
insane.
what I've heard is like of it is it's really funny. Like it's a lot of fun. Like
Yeah, it's utterly mindless.
yeah.
And when I was like critiquing it for like not taking itself too seriously, like again, that's just me, but you know, if I actually had to like review it like professionally, yeah, it's a pretty crappy game, but I don't know, I enjoyed it. I probably would have been a little more critical if I didn't do that whole rental thing and if I actually paid full price for it.
Right.
There's also like just a lot of weird like technical stuff. Like it had like insanely long load times.
Ugh.
And then like if you died, it like would reload the whole thing all over, and it's just not a very well made game. It went through development hell. Yeah, music by Howard Drossen of all people.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like Splatterhouse is. I wouldn't call it serious. Like it's very just. It's silly in its horror. Like it's just very exaggerated.
Yeah. It seems like these early games seem kind of earnest though.
Yeah. But it's like you could kind of see like someone look at this and be like, well, yeah, a cheesy horror sequel, like that makes sense for this genre.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. I know why they did that, and I can't blame them for that. But I don't know. I'd also like a Splatterhouse game to be a bit more. Yeah, it is what it is. I guess you can't really do this in 2010.
I gotta say, I don't even know how long talking about a different game, because this one is
Well, we've gone past the most interesting part.
Yeah, it's not like the original where there's a lot of like new things to encounter. It feels like once you've seen all the enemies, like you've seen most of them in the first level, and then it's a lot of like just racing against the clock. It's not so much about like set pieces, and although I do like the design of these areas, but
they're not as interesting. The house areas, like the first 3 floors, are the most interesting. As soon as you go into the basement and then this altar thing, you're absolutely right. It immediately becomes less interesting.
Yeah.
And they're running out of enemies to show. Oh, back at stage X.
I think it's because Splatterhouse is always the first game especially, and even the second one. It's like absurdity, like it's about just a bunch of like rooms filled with gore, or just made of just like some sort of weird viscera, and just like the most absurd enemies, and then they keep coming up with new stuff. And then this has been some of that's been there, but mostly it's just been a house of the dead.
Yeah.
But
yes.
Now we're just outside, and it's just like.
Actually, you know what? That's my biggest complaint with the last game. Because you like fucking like teleporting around places. It wasn't just set in the house. Fuck that.
Right. Yeah.
I told you how much I like it just being in sort of one developed location. Like when you kept hopping through portals and shit. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, he's not in the Splatterhouse anymore.
No.
There's just Splatter, no house.
When it comes to like there's like 3. It's like I've just realized there's like 3 franchises which are like the House of Horrors, the House of the Dead. There's Resident Evil, which granted is only like the American name, but still.
Yeah.
And then there's Splatterhouse, but like Splatterhouse like lasted the longest with that name actually making sense. Like the House of the Dead, right? The first game takes place in the House of the Dead, but then like game 2 is like in Venice or something.
Right.
You know? And then Resident Evil, the first game takes place in a house. Okay, get it. But then the second game you're in like the city. Like what the hell? Splatterhouse 1, 2, and 3. They're all set in a Splatterhouse. That's extra marks for consistency. Oh no, not the pipe.
When I first saw that, it was like white with red stripes. I thought it was a candy cane. It's like,
Ooh.
we're gonna fight some elves. With their skin flayed.
I didn't really mention the enemies, but like the default one, it's just this headless, handless torso. Like what the fuck? It's like they just had normal zombie concept, but just somehow made it way grosser.
I like a lot of what this game has, but it has way too much of the same thing. I think that's my problem with it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, and you kind of...
It is kind of repetitive. That's its biggest weakness. Oh, finally saw the map. Thank you.
And like, it makes sense. Like, we're in more limited consoles now, I assume. Genesis, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
That's creepy.
Yeah, just there's a few things like that dotted around. Oh, these guys. I've finally got a new enemy.
But they invert?
Kind of sort of intangible, I guess. Oh, we almost saw the attack. I mean, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
See, this is what I like, is when they just throw some new weird shit at you.
I guess that's the problem with it being a beat 'em up, because obviously they've got to have way more sprites, different
Right.
attacks, AI. You know, it's not like in Splatterhouse 1 and 2, like you just have them walk, cycle, and like a death animation. They don't even have to be like knocked down. They just die with a single punch. Whereas this, yeah, is just a lot more work.
The combat looks more satisfying, minus the whole, like, one move trivializing the game. But
Yeah.
as a
It's a beat
result,
'em up, yeah.
yeah, as a result, the game is also like just less interesting set pieces, which it's sort of like, it is what it is. Like, the original Splatterhouse exists, so I can't expect them to just keep, hitting gold every single time.
Yeah, they couldn't. I think even like back in like '92 when they did Splatterhouse 2, even back then it was critiqued for being too simple. So obviously,
Right.
I think they were due to change things up a bit. I have found that this is either people's favorite game in the series or least favorite, at least talking about the original trilogy.
Right, yeah. I could see that. It very much depends on what you want out of your Splatterhouse experience.
Yeah. I definitely find the whole cutscene stuff interesting. It's just kind of a shame we're not seeing more of it because this person's playing pretty optimally.
That's a, yeah, there's not much of it after the first couple of floors.
No, it falls off pretty hard.
Also-
Yeah, it's another thing. Like the saving Jennifer's pretty interesting. David, not so much. And then they just kind of stopping the ritual, I guess.
It looks like we're on some sort of alien spaceship.
Yeah, it does. I also forgot how padded this level is. Then again, I think this person is not playing it optimally because there's plenty of time, it seems. I'm not. I should say for the record, I am absolutely not an expert on this game.
Right, well.
Like I've played it a few times, but this isn't like a heady or something. It's very HR Giga looking background.
Yeah. I was reminded of that a couple of times.
How many of these bosses has he killed? Not really much to talk about when he's just doing this.
Yeah?
Then again, this isn't made to be watched, I guess. Like, it's fine.
It is funny how much we've gotten out of just watching other people play video games when they're, created to be played.
Yeah. And it's not, and watching in the sense of, like, literally just, like a gameplay video, not like a let's play, not a commentary or anything like that, just here's a video and we're gonna talk over it.
Yeah.
It's starting to find there's a sort of a certain candidates for these sort of games, some are good, some aren't, irrespective of how good the actual game is or how much I like them.
I was thinking about that earlier today. It's like a game like Road Rash. It's like I could talk about Road Rash, but I can't talk about it for as long as that game would take to beat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
And then there's like RPGs, like Earthbound or Secret of Mana, that I'm like, I could talk about those games all day, but like, I can't guarantee anybody else would be interested in the 20 hours or so that it would take me to do that.
No, I mean, I'd really like to talk about The Sims 1. How would that work?
Right, yeah.
Unless I just played it casually while talking about it.
You have to play yourself in that point, but... And even then, you would still need, like, stuff to fill the time when there's just, like, kind of nothing going on in between events.
Yeah, and the length of these long plays, like gives us a definitive start and end to start talking. You know, I wouldn't, like, Sims, like, I don't know, what they're... Someone just run out of things to say, I don't know. Just an hour, I don't know.
Right?
Roller Coaster Tycoon, that's another one I'd like to talk about, but... Just the long play of the whole campaign, how long would that be?
Yeah, and how do you even long play a game like that? You know, like...
Well, Roller Coaster Tycoon does have a campaign, so...
Right, yeah, I just
that
mean...
does have a start and end, but...
But it's like, I don't know, like, watching someone build a park is like... Like, that's the entire point, is that you do it yourself. Like, you see...
Yeah.
You be creative and just make something yourself, and watching
This is
someone
the
else
evil
be
one, by the way.
creative... Oh, hi there.
What's this about? Why are you talking about Roller Coaster Tycoon? Acknowledge me!
Oh, I thought he died. I was like, oh wait, hold on.
Oh.
I know this is just a reference for me, but this looks like Crystal Boy. It's buff Crystal Boy.
Love the Izuna drop.
Yeah? Oh boy.
I can say I appreciate the levels becoming more abstract as his like influence spreads, I guess.
Yeah. I like how
Do
many...
you know who the final boss is?
Oh no, not at all.
Alright.
I like that this guy's sprites have to, like, change to show him, like, cracking. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, maybe we're doing some like color mixing in there.
Oh god.
Actually forgot about that.
I don't even know what to say to that. That was something. That's so Splatterhouse.
It's over.
I assumed that was the final boss.
Yeah, I kinda jumped the gun there.
Good job, Rick! Ha. Oh no. The terror mask isn't a good guy? What?
What? I really jumped the gun there, sorry. I kinda forgot you wouldn't have known.
Stage 6, the entire mask.
Yeah, the movie.
Yes.
Watched it.
It's Jim Carrey.
I like the representation of the mask was just the life icon.
Oh. Are you not wearing the mask?
They're not gonna make new sprites for that, shut up. Leave them alone.
Fair enough, I guess.
I know, I get it, it's just...
I like this design, it's just like a Predator's upper half.
Yes.
Oh right, this was the thumbnail. I probably should have seen this
I did
coming.
think that, yeah. I do like this final battle though. It's a good background considering you've been indoors the whole game.
Yeah.
Actually, like, yeah, this is a good way to end the series, really, you know, finally fighting the mask.
Yeah. Twin Izuna drop on a giant mask.
Better be quick though, he hasn't got much time.
Oh, what the hell? Just within the next hour or so, yeah.
Look at the whole video.
I'm dying!
I'm gonna die!
So tempted to hit the Dallas sound on the soundboard.
Your commentary video.
I can't...
There's the different combinations and depending on who lives.
Right. Splatterhouse 3.
Oh yeah, in Japan, the 2 and 3 are actually known as Part 2 and Part 3, which is kind of like Friday the 13th sort of kind of thing.
Right, yeah.
I guess.
It's kind of surprising after the first game that Rick Taylor and his family have like a happy ending.
Yeah.
It seemed like they were pretty set on making it really bleak, but then sequels came and it's just like, well, he's got to have something to fight for.
Yeah. I like this game, like how much it mixes it up, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly,
even that shot of that digitized shot of some mansion is pretty creepy.
Yeah. There was like an FMV thing going on early in the game. It's like
that reminds me, because we're running out of time to mention it.
Uh-huh.
This was re-released in 2010 with the new game, but there's some sort of licensing problem because they were digitized actors, as you know.
Right.
For some reason they couldn't use those. I don't know if it's like legal reasons. I'm guessing so. So they had to replace all the digitized cutscenes with newly drawn sprites.
Huh.
Like weird shit. Yeah. So like if you play this on the 360 PS3, the cutscenes are considerably different.
Voice
and
maker.
Also just straight up not as. Yeah, that's why a voice maker like Jim Cummings, professional voice maker. But yeah, if you or anyone listening to this is curious, look up the 360 PS3 cutscenes.
Cast of video graphics.
Yeah, they couldn't get the rights from Pascal or Oja.
Rick the Human.
Oh yeah, and there's Ken and Jim again.
Union Bikers.
Thanks, Namco.
The House of the Splatter.
Resident Splatter. I forget if it's a stinger. This might be the only one without one because the mass is gone.
I'm not gone. There's no stopping you. Oh no. Rip them up. Our games are made for you, Game Master. Oh dear.